Hey guys, hope everyone's having a good weekend. Welcome to this week's first video lecture that you guys will have to watch. You guys will also have a corresponding assignment to go along with this. In class, we started talking about planet Earth, the basics of planet Earth, and the seasons. Today, our video lecture is going to be about something we interact with every day, something we see in the night sky every night. So today, we're going to talk about the moon and all things that go along with that. So without further ado, let's get started. So what is a moon? A moon is an object that revolves around a planet. And we are not the only planet in our solar system that has a moon. Earth does have the largest moon of the rocky terrestrial planets. Mars actually has two, but they're small. And then Venus and Mercury don't have any. Saturn is the planet with the most moons in our solar system, and it is believed that Saturn has around 82 moons, but they're always making new discoveries, so that number may be higher. We talked a little bit about this in class, but it's believed that very early in Earth's development, it was struck by a planet-sized object, and from that collision, the moon was made. Okay, let's talk about some of the moon structures. So the moon is dry, airless, has many irregular structures. The first one we're going to talk about are the highlands. These are light in color, and they're mountainous features that cover most of the moon. So when you look up at the moon, the lighter colors you are seeing are the highlands. The darker colors you are seeing are the mareas. So they're dark, flat areas formed from hardened lava that flowed 3 to 4 billion years ago. So when the moon was first forming, it was very volcanic. It was covered in magma. So once this cooled, these darker regions formed, and we call them mareas. The singular form of this word is mare. And finally, the last structure we're going to talk about ahead are the craters of the moon. So large round pits that can vary in size. Some are very small, some are miles across. And these are formed by impacts with meteoroids, which are just large chunks of rock from space. So just like the Earth revolves and rotates, so does the moon. So the moon obviously revolves around the Earth, and one moon revolution equals 27.3 days, so almost a month. As it revolves, the moon also rotates on its axis, similar to Earth. It doesn't look like it, however, because it takes 27.3 days to do one rotation as well. So the amount of time to revolve and rotate are the same. And because of this, we see the same side of the moon all the time. So the moon obviously isn't a light bulb. It doesn't generate its own light. What it does is it reflects the sun's light. And like I said in the previous slide, we see the same side of the moon all the time. So the side we see is the near side, and then the side we don't see is called the far side, and we often refer to that as the dark side of the moon. So the moon glows because it reflects the sun's light. Because the moon and Earth change positions all the time, the sun lights the moon differently at different times of its revolution. We call these the moon phases. The moon has 8 phases. The moon's phases are new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, and waning crescent. I'll have a video. My next video will actually be about the moon's phases, so we'll go more in depth about all of these 8 phases. When the moon is growing larger, we call that waxing. So it's waxing from new moon, which we don't see anything when there's a new moon, until full moon, which obviously we all know the moon's its brightest at full moon. When the moon is growing smaller, we call it waning. So it's waning from full moon until the next new moon. And then the lunar cycle is just the time it takes to complete all 8 phases, which is roughly a month. Okay, so because the moon revolves around the Earth and the Earth revolves around the sun, every once in a while we can observe some pretty cool phenomena. We call these eclipses. We have solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. First type of eclipse we're going to talk about is solar eclipses. This happens when the moon gets between the Earth and sun. So the the moon is going to block out some light from the sun, casting a shadow on Earth. There's 2 types of solar eclipses. There's partial solar eclipses, only blocking a portion of the sun, and then we have total solar eclipses, which block all of the sun. Total solar eclipses are much more rare, and in a given area, let's say the United States, they only happen every 100 years or so. And our last solar eclipse was on August 21st, 2017. So if you were viewing a solar eclipse, this is what you would see. The moon kind of slides in front of the sun and blocks the sun's rays. Do keep in mind that if you view a solar eclipse, looking at the sun is very dangerous, so you do need special eclipse glasses. So next time one comes around, make sure you know ahead of time and grab your pair of solar eclipse glasses, because around eclipse time they're pretty hard to find. I know last eclipse I tried to find some last minute and they were nowhere to be found, so make sure you don't make the same mistake I did. All right, and last but not least, the final type of eclipse we're going to talk about is the lunar eclipse. So this happens when the Earth gets between the sun and moon. So now the Earth is blocking light from the sun, and it casts its shadow onto the moon. That being said, some of the light from the sun, because the Earth is round, bends around the Earth, which casts a eerie red glow onto the moon. And I'm going to be blocking some text and an image pretty soon, so I'm going to move my head. See anything? Okay, so total lunar eclipses are much more common, and they happen every 2 to 3 years. And our last lunar eclipse was actually a couple months ago, and it was June 5th, 2020. And when you look at a lunar eclipse, this is what you get. So the Earth moves in front of the sun, blocks the light from the sun, and then you get this reddish glow that is kind of eerie looking. So it'd be perfect to have one right around Halloween. All right, so that's going to wrap up this video lecture. There will be an assignment for you to do on this. And I'd like you to do it before you move on and watch the next video, which is going to be about the moon phases. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask them. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your day.